Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking the time to do this. It's a tremendous honor to be able to help promote the brand new album, which is coming out August 26th through Napalm Records.
Thanks. It's my pleasure. That's it's no problem.
Oh, that's awesome. So, first of all, what went into the songwriting for Moonbathers?
What do you mean? What went on with Delain, or with how we started the album?
How you approached the new album for songwriting and what you wanted to do this time around?
Well, what we did, we started renting a holiday mansion in the Netherlands in October 2014. October 2014, and me, Charlotte, and Gus, we write everything together. Gus is not in the live band, but he's always present in the writing and part of the band in that regard. And we also invited band members because we do stimulate it very much to have band members have their input. It's not a must-have, but it's very welcome because it binds you more together. And this is growing, so I'm really happy with that. And so we started writing there, and it was really creative. I think we wrote already 35 to 40% of the album in this particular week there. After that, we kept on gathering twice a week in the evening to write, and also I wrote at home, and Charlotte wrote at home as well. And that's how we did the writing process, and that's how it actually all started. And for me, it was about, I wanted a more heavy album, a more dark album, and that was the aim. You never know what comes out, but that was the initial plan.
Yeah, I can definitely say after being able to listen to the album a few times now, it definitely starts off very heavy, but it also has a lot of diversity that's going on with it as well, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. If you aim for something, doesn't mean it comes out, and I think you have to let the creative juices roll, so to say. And I think it's the most diverse album we made. There are some songs on there which are more heavy than average Delain songs, and there are songs on there which are more soft than average Delain songs. So the contrast is pretty big.
Oh yeah, and when you think of the bookends of the album, Hands of Gold and The Monarch are two completely polar opposite songs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and not really typical Delain songs. So that's, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Of course, you guys were just here in the United States just a few months back with Nightwish and Sonata Arctica. How did that tour experience go for you?
Oh, that was fantastic. We toured with Sonata before, and also with Nightwish. I'm a big Nightwish fan, and we're also friends. So it's really felt like a big happy family, with both crew and musicians, band members. And personally, for me, touring the States is the most fun thing to do. Of touring all countries, for me, the States is just the most fun. It was great.
What are the most fun places for you to play in the United States?
Well, it depends on if a venue has kind of an atmosphere. I very much like like New York, where we played with Nightwish. Not this tour, but the tour before that. I think it's the. Help me out there. It's a very well-known venue. I cannot. Now I want to know the name of that venue. I'm gonna check it out. I think it's the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh yeah,
that's great. But I also loved the Greek Theater in Los Angeles, for example, and I very much like the West Coast very much. Because of the nature. The East Coast is very much like the Netherlands, so that's why the West Coast is a little bit more exotic to me. Especially in the South, like California, Arizona, Nevada, that area, I like that very much, but also Washington. yeah, it's yeah, I like to be there, and it's great to be able to tour in nice weather in the Netherlands in February, for example, when we toured first time with Nightwish. It was really cold, and when you play in Arizona or California, it's really nice weather. That's fantastic. But I also did some skiing this time in Canada, for example, in the Rockies, which I love to do as well. So it's everything combined, I guess.
Oh, that's very cool to be able to experience that worldwide, and when you come to the United States and not being able to play on a very successful tour and winning over fans show after show, but being able to explore new territories and being able to get out of your normal element when you're in the Netherlands, for example, when it's cold weather. I'm in Minnesota, so I definitely am familiar with that cold weather that happens during the winter times, but being able to go on the West Coast like that in February and March is fantastic.
But it's also the people, I have to say. It's always, American people are really open to talk to, and I like that very much too. I'm a very extrovert person myself, and I very much like that. So the crowd gives us energy, and that's great.
And with that, how was the experience of playing live? In order to promote the EP that came out and the new album that's going to be coming out, how did it feel to be able to tour before all of that happened?
Yeah, that was exciting. And it also posed a challenge, because we had an album to finish, and then there's this big tour in between. That was one of the reasons why we chopped up the whole production into pieces, to be flexible and not record in one go and mix in one go. So we were already writing stuff, and then we like playing live and making an album are so completely different animals, and it's a very nice change one thing for the other, and makes you keep going with the other animal when you're done with the first animal, so to say. So that was great, and of course we were at least already able to play Sucker Punch live and Turn the Lights Out. We played it live a couple times too, if I'm correct. So that was great, and these people responded well to it, because that's always you have to see how people will react to it, and I was really happy to see that they liked it.
Oh, I'm glad to see that as well. Of course, before the album came out, was A Sucker Punch was the first single that was released for this whole endeavor. What made you guys decide on Sucker Punch to be the first taste of what you guys had in store in 2016?
Well, the reason why we put out the EP in the first place was that we had so many requests for playing live that people were at a certain point also asking, where's the new album? And so we wanted to the fans are the boss. Because of them, we can do what we do, so to say. So we said yes to touring, and we also said yes to giving new material. So we thought, let's put it in an EP. And since we already chopped the whole thing into pieces, we had some material done already. And Sucker Punch was one of the songs which were done, and we aimed in finishing that before the tour. And I think it's a song which is a good ambassador for us, because there's a lot of the Delain elements in there. Delain is poppy, but it has riffing going on. It can be heavy. It has orchestral elements. It has electrical elements, and you can find all this in Sucker Punch. Also, the structure, like the pop structure, is there, and so I think it was an excellent ambassador, and it's a good warming up for the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It definitely has that radio single potential, and if people are discovering you for the first time and check that out, I think they would really enjoy all the different elements that are on this album in particular, because it does contain a little bit of everything that's shown.
Yeah, exactly. That was the aim, and that's for the people to decide if that comes out, if we succeed in that, and I think we can be really happy and satisfied with how things developed.
And speaking of the new album, you guys decided to cover one of the lesser-known Queen songs, Scandal. Where did that come about?
Well, it's good that you say lesser known, because that's one of the biggest reasons I dare to do it, because I think covering Queen is kind of committing suicide. And because Freddie Mercury was not of this world, I think. So one of the reasons was nobody knows this song really well. So that's why I dared to do it. And I came across this song as a teenager at the beginning of the 90s, and I loved it. I liked it very much. And then I lost track of it. And then a couple of years back, I rediscovered it again, and I thought, this really has a Delain kind of vibe to it. It's really compatible. And I'm really curious how it would sound with the Delain sound on it. So what we did, we have a British manager, and we asked her to contact the Queen management, and she also got hold of Brian May's email address, so we emailed them both and asked for permission to cover this song. And then the management said, well, show it to us first, and that's something you don't want to hear, because you have to spend a lot of time, effort, energy and money into the whole thing, and then they can say, yeah, thank you, it's nice, but let's not do it. Bye. But what happened was that Brian May responded personally, and he said, like, I checked out the band, and I like the band that much that you have my permission up front already. And that was a huge honor. And so he's one of the songwriters of the song, of course. So the only thing that management can do then and publishers can do is follow. And so we were able to cover it, and this is what came out.
I'm so glad to hear that too, and I'm glad that Brian May was so receptive to the cover as well, because I love the original version, and I love what your guys' spin on the song as well. I'm just glad to see that you guys were able to do it.
Well, I think it's very important to honor the original and handle it respectfully. And we try to keep a lot of elements of that into this version, because it's good as it is. The only thing you have to do is give it your own sound. And that's what we did. We made it a little bit faster, 15 BPMs faster. And for the rest, we tried to keep all elements in there.
Yeah, and I definitely hear it too. And it's great to have it just a little bit faster the way that you've done it, because it just adds a little bit more of that Delain feel to it when it's just a little bit faster. Yeah,
I agree. And another reason why we dared to do it, if we had a male singer in Delain, then I would have never have done it, because you cannot compete with Freddie Mercury, I think. And having Charlotte doing it, it's not really competing, it's just so different.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury just has one of those voices that if you can nail his vocal style, you can really only be Freddie Mercury.
Yes, exactly, I agree.
In speaking of covers, were there any other ideas this time around for covers, or was Scandal the only thing on your mind to cover?
No, Scandal was the only thing on our mind, and actually at first it also came to be because we wanted some bonus tracks, but in the end up we liked the song that much that we thought, no, this is not a bonus track, we're going to put it on the album, and that's how it came to be. But no, there was actually no time for other covers. But I like making covers. I find it sometimes more difficult and more challenging than to write a song, because you want to keep the essence, and on the other hand, you want to pour in your own identity, and that's sometimes really hard and difficult.
Was there ever a song that you tried to write in the Delain style, a new cover version that didn't pan out?
Yes, I think we tried Seal, and it just didn't work out, and we didn't use it. And there were some other songs like what's that again? Die in Your Arms Tonight, I think it is. Like 80s songs. 80s songs work really well on us. Me being a kid from the 80s and the 90s. But those didn't work out.
Oh, it would have been interesting to hear your guys' take on there, but assuming that those aren't officially released, there must have been a good reason why those didn't pan out.
It wasn't heavy enough, I think. It became too poppy, and then to me it's more of a real cover thing, and I don't want to be a cover band. So sometimes it just, there's good chemistry, and sometimes there isn't, and there's no way saying before trying.
Oh, that definitely does make sense. Well, of course, with your amazing playing all throughout Delain's career, what did you work on most with your own playing for Moonbathers?
You mean which song arrangements?
Or however you approach Delain, as far as the songwriting, the keyboards, however you approach it.
Well, I really see my keyboard as an instrument to write a song and not as an instrument on itself. I think my quality lays in theme writing, making themes, and also zooming out and see the big picture. And also I'm good at verses and good in middle parts. I'm not particularly good with choruses. I have trouble with making choruses. But fortunately, Charlotte, me, and Guus are such a great team, and I have so much self-confidence together with them. That always something cool comes out together, and that works out. And and regarding the playing, the arranging, some happens with writing a theme, writing a song, and some happens afterwards and tweaking it. And I also do orchestral arrangements, and I do that together with Mikko Mustonen, the Finnish guy. That's a great team, and he does all the detailed tweaks, and that works fantastic. So all honor goes to him for all the orchestral, big orchestral things. That's him. But the basics, I always write, and he just makes it bigger and better, and great working together.
Oh, very much so, and it definitely has that full sound this time around as well, with the orchestral parts, and of course your songwriting along with it. And it's funny that you bring up about not being able to write the strongest choruses, because I was just mentioning this in another interview I just did a couple days ago about how important it is to work with other musicians that have strengths that you don't have, so you're able to build that strength. And they may have a weakness that you have a strength with, and you're able to work together like that and create something new for both of you.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest qualities you can have is know your weaknesses. And I don't say I'm not able to write choruses, but it's more that I'm very slow with them. For example, I wrote the chorus of We Are the Others, but these are exceptions. And everybody has their quality. I cannot write lyrics, for example. Charlotte does all the lyrics.
Yeah, and again, just with the quality of the songwriting that's going on with everyone involved, and it just feels like Delain is just so very strong in 2016.
Well, thanks. I think we got a really good team together. We got a really good live team, like the band. They're fantastic. And by the way, I also want to mention Timo, our guitarist. He did a lot of fantastic guitar arranging on this album. He told me a couple of weeks back that this is the first Delain album he's really proud of, because he was able to put his mark on this. So I'm really happy with that. So things are evolving in that way, that also our band members are getting involved. Which only makes us stronger. So the live team is strong, and also the writing team, the producing team is really strong. And that's a 10-year work of developing that, and I think now we kind of are there. And it's not about being there and now we're going to do nothing anymore. I think you should keep developing, but now we're at the level where I think, yes, I'm really happy with this.
Yeah, and I would imagine when you guys are ready for the next writing cycle that the team will be working that much stronger and make a possibly even better album.
Yeah, actually, for the next album, because my mind is already into a new album in how to make that. And for example, we're going to rent a place to write only with my band members. And for that, the goal is not producing material. The goal is learn to work together and produce stuff. It's not the actual result which counts. It's the way of developing how to work together. And on top of that, I'm going to rent a place for another time with Charlotte and Guus, and there the goal is to produce material, because I know we can do that so well. So I'm really looking forward to the whole process.
Is there a projected time on when this would start?
I think January. Yeah, January. We reserve 1 week for that, and I want to have at least 3 weeks next year, and with the band, and at least 1 or 2 with Charlotte and Guus, then see and see how it goes. Take time for it.
Oh, fantastic. And that's important, too, to be able to take your time with it, because you never want the music to feel rushed and uninspired.
No. And I have to say, with the last 2 albums, I had that feeling a little bit, looking back on it, because there was so much going on, and fortunately, I think the result was good, but to me, it did feel like some things were rushed and not finished, and I really committed myself in not having that with the next one.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's the best way to go about it, because I can say Moonbathers is easily one of my favorite Delain albums.
Wow, thanks. Cool.
Oh yeah, very much so. Again, just like I said in the beginning, I love the diversity of it all. I love how it starts off heavy, but by the end it just gets into ballad mode, and just being able to show all the different sides of what you guys are capable of while not making it sound meandering in any way, making it all sound very consistent and just an enjoyable album experience.
Yeah, that's the aim. That makes me happy to hear, because that's what it's about. It's not to show off what we can do, it's about making music and hope that people will enjoy it. That's what it's all about, and create some magic there. You know, that's what it's all about.
Oh, very much so. So what are the plans for the band until you get into writing mode in January?
Oh, a lot of things. Next month this month we got some festivals still coming up. We're releasing a video, we're gonna re-release our first album because it's our 10th anniversary. It's 10 years ago since we released our first album, so it's remastered, and we put some live songs of that album on there. We put a medley on there with material of this album, but then with the new, we also released it on vinyl because that never happened. For the rest, we will do a headline tour through Europe, and this, we wanted to make the biggest headline tour we did so far, so that's going to be exciting. And we are going to have a special show in December where we're going to record a DVD, because we got a lot of requests from fans over the years to release a DVD, and we thought this is the time, our 10-year anniversary, and where we involved the fans in that through pledge, through a crowdfunding campaign. We could have done it through our label, but we decided to involve the fans. So that's a beautiful thing coming together. So it's a lot of stuff happening.
Oh, definitely, but it's a lot of rewarding stuff, especially a great way to end 2016 being able to record a live DVD. Have you guys thought about what songs would be featured on the DVD yet?
I think it should be a mixture of our old work and new work. And on the headline tour, for example, we will play at least 7 songs of the new album, which is a lot. If you see there are like 10 to 11 tracks on there. Yeah, if you count the last song, it's kind of an outro track, but let's say 10 tracks, we play 7 out of them, and I think we will play those at the DVD recording as well. But we also will play old songs. We're inviting guest musicians who are on our albums, so they will be on the DVD as well. And perhaps we will play some versions of songs we never played, or songs we don't play a lot, and have really cool special effects going on there.
Oh, that is so cool. It definitely sounds like the perfect Delain experience you guys are going for.
That's the plan, and as long as the people, we make the fans happy, then we're happy.
Getting back a little bit into this before we wrap things up, you mentioned about the remastering of the first album to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. Was that something you planned on doing, or did that just come around when 10 years came up?
It came around. I was happy with the master as it was, but of course technological developments in 10 years happen, so it's nice to be able to redo it and also remaster it, especially for vinyl, on top of that. So it was, I thought about it last year, and I said, oh, next year is already 10 years. That's a lot. We should do something with that. And on top of that, it's this first album is almost has like a golden status in the Netherlands. It almost sold to gold. So I hope we pull that off as well. That would be a nice full circle in 10 years, have a golden record out of the first album. So, but let's see what happens. It's that's gonna be exciting.
Oh, very much so. And I'm definitely looking forward to all the things that you bring us within the next year, the remaster, the DVD, and when you guys get into songwriting mode in 2017. There's a lot of great stuff to expect from Delain.
Thanks a lot. And it's I feel very spoiled and blessed. So I want to keep doing this for another 10 years at least.
Oh, awesome. Well, once again, thank you for taking the time to do this. As a fan of the band since about 2007, 2008, it's been a complete honor to be able to talk to you about the brand new album, Moonbathers, which comes out August 26th through Napalm Records. Before we're done, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I haven't brought up yet?
No, I think you covered most of it. I already told it. I already said it. I can't say it enough. I think in our genre, we're blessed with a very loyal fan base, and they just make things happen. And that's very unique, and we really cherish that. And I want to thank our fans for that.